Welcome to the Roth Show.
Started my first real judo lessons in 1966-67 at the Jewish Temple here in Pasadena. The 6-Day War had happened, and one of the coolest looking commanders ever, Mojo Dojo, look him up, Mojo Dojo. He had the eye patch, and he was bald before Michael Jordan and anybody else who had their head shaved at the time, and he was the commander, and in 6 days they moved, and so forth. And the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, of course, were inventing Krav Maga, and was very involved in martial arts as a way of life, in all of its positive benefits as well as its warlike ways. And behind the scenes, there were karate classes and judo classes at every Jewish temple in the United States. You might not have known it because, hey, we're always off on the corners there. But there was always somebody with a faintly German, Russian, or Israeli accent walking along a class of 12-year-olds who were throwing each other gloriously. And that included all the girls, too. Shelley Kraywitz would throw my ass off the fucking thing regularly. It was great. And then Yudi and Danny grew up and actually went to Israel and joined the Air Force. One of our business partners here, Ami James, same thing, combat hippie, peace, love, heavy weapons. He learned to paint and he learned everything he was sharing. He could dog grooming, you know, one of those great looking Scottish terriers, whatever, that comes from the Scotch. That was his specialty. Learned it from his mom, like my mom, art teacher, and decided, I'm going to shave my head and go to war. And it's all that's great and all that's kind of a little less than great about the United States, and I'm a willing participant. So, get your hands up. We're going to talk about martial arts. Tom, you ever take any martial arts lessons officially? Let's give it a time frame, though, because everybody has played a little bit here and a little bit there. I'm going to say when you were a kid, teenage, or before teenage, because you come from the Midwest, okay? And Midwest is big time martial arts territory, whether it's grappling at the state fair. I learned some of my best jiu-jitsu and judo holds from Judo Gene LaBelle, and that's like Midwest Indiana type stuff. So did you have any experience with that classic martial arts as a kid?
Not classic martial arts. In high school, I wrestled, like regular sort of, high school wrestling.
Okay, well, that's about the most classic martial art that you could possibly have. And when we talk about martial arts, we're talking about something that gives the day shape, sort of like buying a dog. No, I'm not kidding. Try ignoring the dog. It will reshape your day. Russell was my best coach ever. And I say it only joking, but not half joking. The basic tenet pivot of martial arts is deception. So I don't know if I'm joking, and I'm not going to let you know if I'm being serious. But any coach, shit, I'm a rock star. I can go coach the Ferris Bueller. Oh, man, Tom, I can't shoot today. And how do I sound, Tom? Tom, how do I sound?
You don't sound so good.
Oh, fuck. I don't feel very good. Could we do the episode? I could do that shit endlessly, right? You try that with your dog when he needs to take a walk first thing in the morning. I'll tell you what he's going to do for you. He's going to show you the love and the attention, because Tom would go, fuck, I got to leave Dave alone, man. He sounds terrible. And Russ will go, I know you're fucking with me. You can't fuck with me. I don't even speak English, but I can tell from your eyebrows you're full of shit. And you know what? So am I, paleface. Watch this. No coach will do that for you. And if you're like me and your inner child is not a workaholic and would like to have cheeseburgers, french fries, and milkshakes and beer before breakfast, there's nothing as compelling as the kind of coaching that my old dog Russ did. Once or twice you don't get out of bed, you'll learn. That's martial arts. Oof. Judo lessons are how you begin to teach somebody some rules, some respect, and some general dignity for the art, the game, the sport, and the combination that it is before you teach them something dangerous. You're teaching somebody either kick and punch, you're doing joint locks or holds, or even the forms or transfixing. Like, see how I did that? That was martial arts. Laugh to win, baby. And that's a martial arts idea, too. You think of Buddhism as sitting in the lotus position, and yeah, I've had some success with that. But IQ 1100 said, live your life like your haircut was on fire. Martial arts is a great way to sort of get that together. Here's what I did for one summer here, okay? This is the Hicks and Gracie Academy, and I turned to the road crew and I said, guys, I got about 4.5 months to get ready for the big tour. I'm on the bicycle all the time. That's legs and lungs and everything. Do you know what jiu-jitsu is? Sure, they know what jiu-jitsu is, but this was just kicking in. It wasn't as big as what's happening with UFC today. Tom, have you ever done mixed martial arts? Let's break it down. Have you ever done boxing?
I've done boxing, yes.
Okay,
I spent about 3 years.
Specify to us, what kind of boxing did you do?
3 years I had a boxing trainer, a personal boxing trainer. I boxed 3 days a week.
Whoa. And at what age was this?
This was over the last 3 years, actually.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Well, I'm never going to criticize Tom's new haircut ever again. And that's also part of martial arts. Do you see how he did that to me? First time I ever put on boxing gloves and was encouraged to not quit was Mr. Ramirez at the Boys Club at the Fedco over on Foothill Boulevard. It was amazing. And I discovered what it meant when they said you had to have heart. I'd seen the movie Damn Yankees many, many times. You gotta have heart, miles and miles and miles of heart. And that's a big part of the martial arts. It's a key point of boxing. You gotta have heart. You can't stop. If you throw up your hands and go, no mas, you could be history. Something that I can share with moms and dads and cousins and brothers and sisters and wives and husbands who have a very serious concern about you gotta have heart, you gotta please continue. That's part of boxing. In the martial arts, we have something that was developed over thousands of years, well beyond the Marquis de Queensberry bare knuckles kind of days, because I love that. It's a sport, it's an art form. It is something that is particular to itself, and I'll always love it. I'm old enough now, to remember listening to the Ali Sonny Liston fight with my dad way back, the first one when he was still Cassius Clay. And he was imitating wrestlers. We'll talk about professional wrestling a little bit later too, because there's a super athletic component in it. Did you ever do jiu-jitsu or kickboxing or anything like that?
Just Krav Maga was the only martial art kicking, that sort of thing besides boxing that I did.
Did you take any number of hours? Because you know what? I'm going to talk about belts. All right. I've seen friends, Jesus, we've had people here like Shikai Sensei, who was about to go to Kyoto to qualify for his Menkyo Kaiden teaching certificate. He's 6th degree, and he was teaching us Kendo. That's a great story. 3 times a week over in the Mojo Dojo, which is the back room next door. Oh, we've had some real superstars. We have Tsuyoshi Sensei. We'll show a picture up here. I flew him and a translator here for 3 weeks on several occasions. Had my sister Allison showing him around, did some demonstrations, went around, visited some of the restaurants. This is an individual, he's Buddhist monk, Mujenkai, and we asked him, what would you like to eat? Because, traditionally that's a vegetarian kind of an approach. And he said he wanted bagels. Do you want me to say bagels with a Japanese accent? Don't try that shit on me. Bagel. Today I'm wearing my uniform from the Hicks and Gracie Academy, and we had our friend come out 3 times a week, 2 hours, figure 3 hours per. There were 9 of us. We called it the Pasadena Battle Club. And most of what I share with you about jiu-jitsu and the holds and 4 fingers in and so forth. In fact, everything I use on you in contract negotiations, I got from Hicks and Gracie. Oh, we had a ball. And it's how I got in shape and I stay all flexible. I had mats outside there. Sometimes as many as 12 and 14 of the road crew, truck drivers, road management, catering. A couple of the gals got in on it as well. And he sent out several different black belts who would come, and we called it the Pasadena Battle Club. And this was the Mojo Dojo. Ba-da-da-da. Keep your left up, baby. Ba-da-da-da. 4 fingers in.